What is up, YouTube? This is Defcon 3 Security. I'm coming at you from somewhere here on Spaceship Earth. As you can see, I am partially in my spacesuit. So that means I'm on a break. Just enough time to throw out a quick video. I was going to answer like 5 questions today, but honestly, I'm just not feeling it. You know those days where you're just kind of like tired and I don't know. It's just super windy out here today. There's a lot of dust in the air. I live in California, so the fires from Lake Tahoe, the smoke is coming this way. It's setting off like some allergies. So I'm just not in the mood to answer like 5 questions. But I will answer one question from one of the subscribers here, and then I'll give you a little bit of a side story. As you can see, I am sporting the Defcon 3 Security t-shirts, right? Know your worth. Got the American flag. I got it in the right spot this time. I guess you're supposed to have it on the right sleeve instead of the left. But there you go. There's the Defcon 3. Got my mags here. Got the old stainless steel Beretta. And we're good to go. Alright, so today's comment comes from... Let me adjust this a little bit. Today's comment comes from Security Canada. One of the guys that won a t-shirt. Incidentally, all the t-shirts were sent out today. Dude, to send a shirt to Australia was 30 bucks. I'm like, man, that's like the price of the shirt. But he won it fair and square, and I was more than happy to put that into the post box today. Security Canada, your shirt's out too in the mail. Expected soon. Somebody from Illinois, I forget who, they got a shirt as well. We got another guy that works in Vernalis. I think I'm just going to meet him personally and hand it to him. I'll get a hold of you if you see this video. Or just email me if you see this video, and we'll make some arrangements. Since you're so close to me, I'll just personally hand it to you. Shake your hand. But yeah, the other thing is like a side note, right? I've got a lot of people messaging me, hey, how do I get one of these shirts? And if you really want one of these shirts, you could buy one. They're not cheap. The reason why they're not cheap is because I got to buy the shirt, right, from the guy that prints them. Then we print the logo, and since it's multicolor, they charge you for each color. Then to have something on a sleeve costs a little extra, and then to put something on the other sleeve costs that much more. So ultimately, the shirt costs me $29 each. Unless I purchase like 50 of them. Then there's the whole shipping, you know, part of it. So it costs me $5 to ship the shirt, roughly $29 for the shirt. So if you really want one of these Defcon 3 shirts, you know, help support the channel in the sense that you wear the shirt. Monetary wise, I'm not making any money off of them. But if you really want one, they are 35 bucks a piece. Maybe I'll like put a link or something. I don't even know how I would sell these. Venmo maybe, or PayPal. But if you really want one, just message me, and then we'll figure something out. But I'm thinking Venmo might work as well. But there you go. Got the little 3s right here in the form of bullets, right? So again, today's question comes from Security Canada. Really awesome guy. You also know him as what's his, like, he has a call, something about the thought broker. Is that the same guy? I don't know. I'm thinking it is. Anyways, he said, you just made my day again with your spacesuit intro. Good to see you're alive and well. You know, I really like this comment for a reason. He says, good to see you're alive and well. So I've got 3 chickens at home, right? They all look like they're in great shape. But one in particular, I call them Chicky. I think his name was Chicky. That's generic, right? But he used to go by damn, what did I used to call him? I think Kippy Kip. No, Kippy Kip's my brown one. There was I had like oh, Cuckoo Bird. I used to call him Cuckoo Bird, but oh, guys, this is so lame. All right, so I have 2 chickens. They look the same. They're both black and white. One of them was a Bantam, and the other was like a Plymouth Rockbird or something. I don't know, dude. I get my chickens confused. but they look alike. One of them was Cuckoo Bird, one of them was Chicky, and I always confuse their names. Anyways, Chicky is the strongest one. It's got a really nice comb on its head. It's super red. It's the biggest one. Never had any kind of weird illness or anything. Just really kind of the leader of the pack, but definitely the biggest and strongest and most robust chicken. So today, you know, I'm watching it on the video cam, and because I've got a bunch of cameras at my house, that's, you know, kind of a security thing, and I'm watching a video camera in the backyard, and Chicky's doing really well. He's eating the food. I feed them a really nutritious diet, and they also free range. So they got this really awesome coop with an automatic door that opens and closes. They've got food in one container, food in another container, 3 areas where they can get water from, and they free range. So they have access to the coop, they have access to water. So they are healthy, they are happy, they get to stretch their legs, they can fly if they want. Everything's awesome. Now, I'm watching Chicky, right? Chicky's eating her food, and then all of a sudden, she starts to leave the coop and then starts to struggle, like something was attacking her. But nothing was attacking her. I've watched the video quite a few times. She just started flapping around. Then she landed on one spot and just sat there for a good while. The other chickens started looking at her and like trying to figure out what the heck's going on. And they were concerned. And they stood next to her, which was, you know, kind of sweet. And then one of the cats came over and started to like try to figure out what's going on. And Chicky's just sitting there, you know, chilling. And then all of a sudden, like an hour later, Chicky flips, lands directly on her back. That's it. She's done. So here we go. We have a chicken that is the most strongest of the pack, completely healthy, right? Eats a healthy diet. Just no excuse. She's free range. But you know that little hourglass, you know, when we're made, this little hourglass is flipped upside down and the sand falls. But the part on the top where we can see how much sand is in there is spray painted out. It's all black, so we don't know how much sand we have left in our hourglass. Chicky appeared to be a very robust and healthy chicken, and out of nowhere she just died, which absolutely sucks. It sucks for the other chickens that are there that had to witness it. One of my cats walked up and started sniffing her and got freaked out and kind of backed up. So when you got somebody like Security Canada say, "Good to see you're alive and well," guys, you cannot take life for granted. You know, I always tell people when they say, "How was your day?" If you've heard me in other videos, or if you've met me in real life, you know that whenever you ask me how my day is, I always say, "My day is awesome. I woke up and I stood up," right? Woke up and stood up. Beyond that, I mean, I could have the crappiest day in the world. The fact that I woke up and stood up is a blessing in itself. So, yeah, it just kind of hit me hard how healthy that chicken was. Like, literally, it wasn't like showing any like weakness or anything. And I know animals try to hide their pain, but in the case of Chicky, I just think it caught her out of nowhere. She was literally pecking at the food and then, you know, cleaning the feathers, doing that whole thing. All of a sudden decides to walk out of the coop and just drops. And her feathers started, you know, how do you say that word? Flailing? Anyways, she started going like this, right, all crazy. And then that was it. She went into a little spot, sat in the grass. You know, an hour later, as the other chickens were just kind of next to her, just keeping her safe, she just jumped, flipped on her back, kicked her legs out, and then died within like 20 seconds of that. And again, you know, it's little things like this, little subtle hints from nature, from God, from whatever you want to call it, that just remind me how fragile life is and how short life can be. I mean, these chickens, you know, just a little fun fact, brown chickens generally live for like 2 to 3 years. They're made for only eating, basically. But the more fancier chickens can live like 10, 12 years. They're bred to be like decorative and lay eggs. Chicky, if you could put her in human years, she'd probably be only, you know, 18 years old, 20 years old. She's only been around for like 2 years. So she had another 8 years to go. And who would have known, right? So life is precious. Remember that hourglass? We flip it over. when we're born, we don't know how much sand is left. That's why I always tell you guys, you only have so many heartbeats in life. Like I said in the last video, please don't waste them. Don't waste them being stuck at a job that doesn't make you happy. Don't waste them being argumentative or resentful or you name it. I had a conversation with a lady here today, and I threw that big DEFCON 3 question at her. I asked her, so what's the big next thing? What's the next big thing in life? And she paused. And I thought either A, she doesn't understand the question, or B, I offended her somehow. But the reason why she paused is because nobody had ever asked her that question. She even professed to me a minute later, like, wow, nobody has ever asked me that question. And she says, honestly, I don't know what the next big thing in my life is. And that's sad, guys. You know, when you don't have any goals or anything planned in life, then, you know, why exist? So, you know, I talked to her. We talked for a while. I know she had to get back to work, but I encouraged her the best I could in that short amount of time. And I'm like, look, plan something. Plan a vacation. You know, she said, you know, we live in California here. Las Vegas is not that far away. You could literally, for $100, get a round trip flight to Las Vegas if you search properly. She had never been to Vegas, never been outside of California. And I'm not going to say her age, but let's just say she was between 30 and 40, who had never left the state. You know, that just never seen anything outside of like working and taking care of the family, and you know, that's not the way to live. She could be just like Chicky. I could be just like Chicky. I could just, you know, during the course of this video, hopefully not, I could just be jump in the air and flip over and have my legs extend out and be done, right? You know, working in security, it's a dangerous field. We never know. We never know what could, you know, what could happen. God, I should make an entire video about this, and I will. But, you know, just a couple of days ago at Motel 6, I believe in California, there was a guard that was killed. An unarmed guard went to one of the motels to deal with the noise complaint, shot dead. And yeah, that's really unfortunate. I'm sure he had good intentions, but, you know, at the end of the day, man, our job's to observe and report, right? He might still be here had he just called 911. But I know the hotel he works at expects more out of him. I'm sure they'd be, you know, unsatisfied with his work if he just called 911 for every little thing. But the reality is we're not officers, and whenever you go out there and exert yourself and try to tell people that they're doing something wrong, you do put yourself at a grave risk. But we're gonna make a whole other video on that. I think this young man, this guard that died, deserves his own video, so we can pay some respect to him. But again, guys, you know what? What more can I say? Life is precious. You only have so many heartbeats in your life. Don't waste them. Know your value. Know your worth. Value your time, right? It's extremely limited. That's what this whole video is about. But more importantly, be safe.